Welcome to Changing the Narrative with Red
and Big Jabu.
Stacy. And we're here to share our lives and our journey in South Africa. We want to make sure that you don't have to go through the things we went through. So we're sharing our journey, we're sharing our troubles, we're sharing tips, safety, where to stay, what to do, how to conduct yourself. We're here to share all of that with you. And if you enjoy our content, or if this is your first time here, make sure that you subscribe and share our video so that you don't miss any of our lives and any of the awesome information that we have to share with you. Now today is the first edition of many. We're going to be calling this session
Testimony Tuesday.
And
that's it. Testimony Tuesday.
Well, what are we doing?
You just said it was a session called.
Okay, but why? Why are we doing this?
So when you relocate to have fun, to get a better life, but there's certain things that you might overlook. And that's what we're going to talk about.
The emotional things.
Yes.
The hard things, family issues, like just not physically being able to be present, like all of those things that you don't necessarily think about. You're just like, oh, it's so much better here. But it also comes with a whole other set of hardships. Yes. It could be environmental, so it could be things in South Africa that we're dealing with. It could be, family things or political things, like, it could be a lot of stuff. But that's what we're going to be using this session to talk about. It's going to be more about like the hard stuff, the emotional stuff that we have to deal with.
Yes. So today, it's definitely a hard topic. It's going to be death. So, like when you leave, you don't never think about what if. What if something happens to my cousin, or, when you leave, you're leaving everything behind. Sometimes you can't attend a cousin's graduation or your brother's birthday. But today, I didn't attend my grandmother's funeral. She died. She was buried on June 4th, and I wasn't able to attend. So you can imagine how that hurt me. And when we left the States, it wasn't a thought. Mm-hmm. So that's what this is about, like to let you guys think, like, man, when I leave, something is going to happen to somebody. I'm going to miss this graduation. I'm going to miss this birthday, these cookouts. July 4th. That's Labor Day. You know what I'm saying?
Labor Day today.
That's not a thing here.
Right.
So that's what we want to talk about with these Testimony Tuesdays.
But I mean, so I have some questions for you, because when we first moved here, we did actually talk about your grandma. We actually did talk about it.
We did?
Yeah, we did. Because she was 172, and
every time you talk about her age change.
She keep getting older every day. She lived a long, full life. However, I knew that was your granny. Like, y'all were close. And there was, before we even moved, there was drama, right, with your family and stuff. And you being here just gave them more ammunition to try to keep you from seeing her, because the last time you saw her was before COVID, right?
Yes.
And the whole COVID thing hit, and she was on lockdown. Really nobody could see her during the height of COVID. And then once the vaccines came out and time passed and things were back to normal for the most part, we revisited hey, when can we come see Granny? And we kept getting the runaround. First it was okay, well, you need to get vaccinated. So then we got vaccinated, and it was still a problem. You move around too much, but there were other family members that were at the club every weekend, or
come into Africa also.
Yeah, or coming to other places in Africa, like and coming back and being able to spend time with her. And so then it was like, okay, like this is a personal thing.
Personal.
And then you're also using like the fact that we relocated as like ammunition to further, cause a divide in that relationship.
Yeah, it was a couple times I was right in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And I would call and say, can I come see my grandmother? And they would say no. Or they would say, well, let me talk to her doctor. What do you mean, let me talk to her doctor? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then I would call back an hour later, 2 hours later. The doctor said you shouldn't come see her. I know that was a lie. I don't know what the personal issues with me was, but the whole thing is, my grandmother died at 105 years old. And we was really, really tight. So when she passed, even to this very day, I don't have any information. And, she died almost 3 months ago. Sheesh. In 2 days, it'd be 3 months.
Mm. Yeah.
I still to this day, I have no idea. I don't know what time she passed. I don't know where she passed. I don't know anything. To this very day, no one still told me anything. So, and that's what this is about. Let you guys know that it's going to be some hard times when you get here that you might can't attend, or you might can. It's up to you. But as you know, them last minute tickets are very, very expensive. But that wasn't the reason why I didn't go though. I didn't go because I didn't want to see it that way. The last time I seen her, we was laughing and drinking beer together, and just doing what me and her does. I'm the oldest grandson. I'm the oldest grand in general, period. So it was a hard pill for me to swallow. Still right now. I got her obituary in the mail probably about a month and a half ago. I still haven't looked at it. I still haven't looked at it. So this is what this is about. You're gonna have to miss some things.
Yeah.
You are. I mean, even with me, I wasn't always like attending stuff when we was living in Houston. Mm-hmm. But it was only like from Houston to Atlanta, an hour and a half flight. From here to Atlanta, 16-hour flight, plus the tickets of $2,000. Mm-hmm. And I like I said, I didn't want to see it that way. I didn't want to see the people that didn't allow me to see her either. That was probably one of the most things that the reason why I didn't go, because I just don't know how I would have reacted.
Do you now on the other side of it, 3 months down the line, would you have made a different decision?
No.
Do you think you made the right decision?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm at peace. I just wish I know what happened.
Are you at peace with it? But would you have made a different choice?
No, I still wouldn't have went. No, but like I said, I didn't want to see her laying down in that box. Last time I seen her, we was still on the porch.
So would you have gone if you were in the States?
I don't know. Yes, I would have went. But like I said, man, there's no telling what I would have said to the people that did not let me see her. Mm. And I didn't want to change. I didn't want to change
the narrative.
That day to be about me.
Yeah.
Because I would have showed out. Yeah.
I can understand that. I can really 100% understand that.
Yeah. Really. One of my brothers reached out to me and told me, grandma passed. I appreciate that, little bro. I got a cousin that that was telling me some things, but he doesn't know too much either. And I have another cousin. She was trying to keep me in the loop. Mm-hmm. But the people that should have kept me in the loop, nothing at all. But this is not about them. This is really about like just letting you guys know, once you relocate, South Africa, Europe, it doesn't matter where it's at, mm-hmm. you're going to miss things. That's what this is about.
Yeah, and I think that one thing that, like, you don't think about how you're going to actually feel. Like, at the moment, you're like, I'm willing to miss birthdays. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to miss births of, family members, and
Christmas,
I'm willing
Thanksgiving,
to
and that
I'm
kind of
willing
stuff.
to miss all of those things, right? Like, you're willing to miss those things, but I don't think what we consider is like how we are going to feel about missing those things. Like, you may think you're okay with it, but for me, I would say, like, it's been 2 years now, and I find myself like missing my family like a lot. Like, I miss my family a lot, and I just wish I could spend more time with them.
That's
Honestly.
another podcast.
I know,
That's another
but we're
segment.
talking about missing things. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we're talking about. Like, I wish I could spend more time with my family, because you never know. Like, anything could happen, and I think that like, when we left, there was a lot of pain and anger and stuff, and we'll get into that in like another episode. But once, like 2 years in, like, people have kind of gotten used to the new reality. A lot of the anger and like the resentment has been resolved for the most part, and then it's like, okay, now I just, like, I miss you. So it's tough. And like, it's not, and I've said this multiple times, like, moving away from everything that you know and love is not for the faint of heart. But I can definitely say that I wouldn't have gotten the clarity, the healing, the like slower pace of life, like, just, the healing environment. Like, I don't feel like I could have gotten to this place mentally, emotionally, even physically. Like, even though I'm still a chunky gal, you know what I'm saying, my health is better than it was in the States. So, it's not for the faint of heart. You know what I'm saying? So, like, some people think that you're moving to run away, you're escaping. Like, you're not really escaping. You know what I'm saying? You're not really escaping. Like, you're still yourself, and you're bringing that with you. Whoever you were when you were there, you're bringing that person with you.
Whatever problems you had.
Yeah, your problems don't just go away because you are further away from, the U.S. Like, you, especially if you're the problem. You know what I mean? Like, you're still experiencing the problems. Like, they don't go away. So, yeah, I'll say that missing things is like one of the hardest things, and I think, like, just missing family, and like, that part's really, really hard. And no matter what you do, like, there's not enough video calls in the freaking world to replace, physically being present, and that's all I had to say.
Good.
Anything? You don't have any parting words for the peoples?
Think about it, because something's going to happen, and you don't have to make a decision.
Yeah. Have like a rainy day fund or something for this kind of stuff.
I remember this one situation that my cousin's mom passed when he was over here, and he called me. He said, "Man, I just got here like 2-3 days ago, and mom died, which was my aunt, and he had to just turn right back around and go back to the States." So just things like that do happen. So you're going to have to miss some things. Not saying a wedding, I mean a funeral, but I'm just saying, like, you're going to miss some birthdays. You're going to miss some July 4th cookouts. Friday fish fries. You're going to miss it.
Yeah, like, my advice would be, like, if there's certain thing, like, you have like a big family function every year on 4th of July, and you just like don't want to miss it, like, plan your, if you're going to do annual trips, like, plan your annual trip around that 4th of July time, so that, like, you can be there for the big thing. You know what I'm saying? If Christmas time is your thing, like, plan ahead and plan your trip to the States around Christmas time, so that everybody's off work, and everybody can have a good time, and that kind of stuff. Like, I try The last couple times that I went back home, I I usually go in March because of the weather and because it's not a high travel time. The tickets are cheaper because I have to do like a whole East Coast tour when I go home because my family is kind of all over the place. Um, but just make sure you time your visits so that they're either convenient or during a time where you're like excited to be in the States. You know what I'm saying? Because there's like family functions going on, or there's a girls trip that y'all do every year, something like that. Make sure that you stay rooted in your family and make time for them, because I don't know, I just feel like if you don't make time for your family, even though like, hey, they can come visit you too, like I get that, but I feel like if I make my one trip a year and then either y'all come see me or you see me next year when I come, like I'm doing my part. You know what I'm saying? I'm making an effort. So
I agree.
all right. Well, I know this is not our usual funny content, but we feel like it's useful, and it's something that like we didn't consider. We were like, oh, fuck it, let's get out of here. Like it wasn't like that flippant of a decision, but really, I really don't think like we anticipated, like after settling in, like for me, I can't speak for you, just missing. All right. Thanks, y'all. Make sure you subscribe, share the video if you like our content. The algorithm likes when you talk to us. So leave a comment, like tell us what you think that you would miss a lot. Like, what do you think that you can live without, and what do you think like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna live without my Sunday dinners with my granny or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell us what you guys would miss if you were to leave your hometown or leave your country.
I remember Grandma used to tell me go to the store and get a pound of bacon, a can of salmon, and some hominy grits, and she would figure out a way to cook it. She's leaning on the counter trying to stir the grits and all of that. And she hook us up with some good breakfast. And then we drink a beer together. Peace out, y'all.
All right.